as well, Chief Investment Officer for Shelton Capital Management, with a Shelton CIO Minute. It's a busy week for economic activities, starting off with the CPI report in the US on Tuesday, expected to come in at around 4.1%, which is down from nearly 5% last month. Now, while this sounds like a big drop, it is well anticipated, as there's some large increases in the CPI that are falling off of the back end of that 12-month window that the CPI measures. Expect another large drop next month as another big increase falls off the back end again in July. Following on Wednesday, we have the Federal Reserve meeting for June. Consensus is that the Fed will not make any changes to the discount rate, bringing into the proverbial pause or skip, as many people has mentioned. But there is some not insignificant chance that we could get a further rate increase at this meeting, depending on what Chairman Powell has to say. On Thursday, we shift overseas as the ECB central bank meets. In this case, the ECB reports in the morning and is expected to raise their rates by about 25 basis points, given the current increases in inflationary pressures in Europe. And then followed that evening by the Bank of Japan, where they will provide a review of their policy rate. That's anticipated to stay at minus 10 basis points. But what markets will really be paying attention to is to whether there are any signs of a change in their yield curve control policy. Now, despite all this activity all week long, markets don't seem to be concerned. The VIX index, which measures hedging in the options markets, currently stands at 15, and last week even dropped below 14. These are the lowest levels in index hedging that we've seen since before the pandemic. Now, if the Fed was to hike rates, that would probably provide the biggest surprise, but keep an eye out for news from overseas as well that could affect roiling of markets and an increase in volatility. For further details, please don't hesitate to contact your Shelton Capital representative. This has been a Shelton CIO Minute.